think the first Sony camera I got was the A7R.
Now I not only feel responsible to explain things to my wife, but I also feel like responsible to this community to explain why I got this expensive piece of equipment.
I didn't expect to see anyone there either, so at the beginning we were kind of just figuring out what we were doing. He was clearly working, and what was I up to?
Editing sucks the life out of me when I'm trying to find a path through a 40-minute long ramble that ends up being like 4 minutes of sort of coherent stuff. So we're gonna try to be a little bit more measured from now on. I did like a little bit of a bit in the car 2 weeks ago, and I think that's gonna be the first fragment. I'm gonna try to change the setting or the scene every minute or a minute and a half. All right, let's go.
So back in 2013, I switched camera systems. I went from Canon to Nikon because the sensors from Nikon just had way more dynamic range. And so I switched everything. I sold all my Canon stuff and went all in on Nikon. But right around the same time, mirrorless was kind of popping up, and I ended up selling all the Nikon stuff relatively fast and going all in on Sony. I think the first Sony camera I got was the A7R, and then I went with the A7R2, and that camera kind of like really pushed everything forward to a whole different level. I feel like the A7R2 was the first mirrorless camera that I felt confident in replacing my DSLR. I had a Nikon D810 when I got the A7R2, and I ended up selling it. But hindsight is always 20/20. Of course, it would have been better if I would have just held on a little bit longer to my Canon stuff, waited until mirrorless got slightly more developed, and then went all in on mirrorless and switched. But that's not what happened. But ever since that time, my wife has been giving me a hard time, and she's been kind of halfway getting me to justify every gear purchase.
So all this to say, now I not only feel responsible to explain things to my wife, but I also feel like responsible to this community to explain why I got this expensive piece of equipment. We've all been kind of on this bandwagon of preaching using cheaper equipment. It's not about the technique, it's not about the settings, it's not about the look, it's about the message. Now I kind of feel the urge to explain myself to you guys why I got this really expensive drone. I will get to that, but right now I need to do a lot of tax stuff. I'm kind of finishing up all of the last bit of financial stuff from Hong Kong. I need to pay my taxes in Hong Kong. Officially, I didn't move my tax residency here until this year. So now I gotta make sure I'm not committing fraud.
I was planning to take the drone out to start a new series that I have in mind, but it's raining. Surprise, it's the rainy season here in Phuket, so I don't think the plan is gonna work out, but I'm gonna go ahead anyway and see if there's a dry spell in there somewhere. But while I got you here, let's jump straight into the justification of getting the gear. So I didn't really need a drone. I had a Mini 4 Pro, which has served me absolutely tremendously, which is like a 249 gram drone from DJI. It has a 24mm lens, while the new one has a 28, 70 and 168mm lens. And I think it's also a lot more geared towards photography, whereas I think the Mini feels, at least when I'm using it, feels more like a video drone than it does a photo drone, if that makes any sense. So when I was graduating from photography back in Denmark, this was in 2009, 2010 or something like that, I had to kind of deliver a series of images in, if I remember correctly, I don't remember exactly the categories, but one of the categories was still life. And I learned commercial photography, so I know how to do it. I can take a picture of a glass and have it technically well done, but I wasn't interested in delivering something technically well done as a graduation project, if you know what I mean. So I wanted to kind of do something unique, something different, and didn't know what to do, so I just took out my camera bag, hopped on my bike late at night. This was in Valby, Copenhagen, and I just was trying to just take random pictures out of, I had no plan. I just went out on my bike with my camera and I just wanted to take pictures. But I ended up kind of, I don't know, getting into this industrial area where there was some night workers, some night shift was starting on in a warehouse for flowers. So I met this guy at the that was starting his shift, and I was just kind of chatting with him, just very, very casually. I didn't have anything special in mind. I just, he was a little bit startled seeing me there, and I didn't expect to see anyone there either. So at the beginning, we were kind of just figuring out what we were doing. He was clearly working, and what was I up to? So anyway, that ended up with me spending like half the night in that warehouse, and I made all 5 pictures for my still life series for my graduation that night. And I'm very, very happy with this series. I think it's still today very, very visually strong and beautiful. I attribute this to luck. I just happened to be there at the right moment, meeting up with the right person, and we just connected, and he was kind of cool with me just doing my thing. And he wasn't worried about me, which was a gift, because otherwise I couldn't have done this series. So I think it's really, really important when you're working in a field to kind of maintain your passion. Otherwise, how are you going to hope to be at a high level in that field if you don't like what you're doing, or if you're not interested in what you're doing? So getting the drone was kind of an investment in myself, and also just to get things moving. It's my responsibility to stay on top of things. It's my responsibility to keep sharp in my craft. When you're doing work, the goal is not to get fulfilled. The goal is to get paid, and achieved. Now it's time to take care of the other part of the equation. All right, guys, I'll catch you when I park the car. I got a plan to park it in front of a 7-Eleven, and I'm hoping the rain stops so I can maybe launch the drone from the rooftop of the car. Let's see. All right, catch you guys later.
Yeah, that was a miss and fail.
When I was attempting to fly my drone, it was a Friday. Today is a Monday. Sun's out, drone's out. Alright, so while I'm casually flying the drone and just capturing a couple of shots, I might as well tell you about my midlife crisis. I don't know what else to call this, but I'm not exactly thriving here. And that is because normally people don't uproot their life and move between countries right as they're entering a different phase in their life. Like, I could feel my values were changing. I could feel I don't know, it just felt like I was about to hit another level in life, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're exploring, when you're young, when you're eager for experience and stuff, you kind of like go all out, and you try a bunch of things, and you kind of almost like spazzing out. You're just figuring out what you're good at and what you're not good at, and then kind of like from that you kind of hone in. That's one stage. I've been on this kind of adventure journey for a very, very long time, but now I don't know, as my values are changing and shifting, somehow at the same time I got this opportunity and I decided to go for it, and it's I'm a little bit conflicted. Anyway, let me just use the remaining of this battery and I'll get back to you about this midlife crisis thing later, all right? I don't know. I just don't kind of find vlogging to be me, if that makes sense. But I just feel really, really bad kind of realizing that at the very same time that I'm kind of really privileged and lucky to have kind of stumbled upon this community, and the community has like been super helpful and everyone's been really supportive and promoting each other. It's been great, but now I don't know, I don't belong as usual, and it's nothing to do with anyone in this vlogging community. It is everything to do with me, and it's nothing personal. I just cannot for the life of me finish this edit that I started working on. I decided that I wanted to post something this weekend, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't do it. So if something feels off or if something feels bad, I've learned through the years and through time just to trust my gut instinct. I don't know exactly why. I can't explain why, but I just feel this off. I just feel this is not what I should be doing. And this is the first time I feel this way. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop vlogging, even though, like I said, I feel enormously privileged of being a part of this community that is like hyper focused on vlogging and vloggers, and super supportive, and really just a beautiful pocket of humanity to have organically formed online. Like it's really genuinely mind-blowing to me that this can actually happen. I've actually been fighting a lot of I don't know, cynical thoughts off in my head. There's a lot of evidence, there's a lot of proof in my world, in my life, in my experience that most people are just, and I kind of have operated on the concept of assuming that everyone has something to offer and assuming that everyone deserves respect. And this is kind of a naive way through life, and I find that most people don't interpret this the right way. They interpret my niceness or kindness as being a weakness. They don't understand it. You know, maybe some internal dialogue like, why is he showing me respect? I don't even respect myself this much. This person must be full of shit. Who knows what's going on? But I feel like I've been going through life with a certain philosophy or certain approach that is coming to an end. And it's not anyone's fault. It's just I'm bankrupt in terms of energy, in terms of reading into situations and trying to understand people and trying to kind of figure out the best way to be of use or be a positive influence in whatever context I find myself in. It's becoming exhausting, and it's not that I don't want to do it anymore. I just can't, if I'm being super honest. So I'm not going to resist it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to figure something out. I will find a new creative outlet, and I just really hope that nobody misinterprets my exodus through from this amazing community. I just hope that people don't take it the wrong way. I really genuinely feel we got some really like-minded, amazing people, and the most amazing part of this community to me is just how different everyone is. You got like people like Harley. Like, you know, one day he's delivering Amazon packages, and the next day he's doing work with Matthew McConaughey. I mean, that's absolutely spectacular. What a beautiful existence, and what amazing spectrum Harley lives in. And Chris over in Canada doing his thing, pulling all of these different perspectives and all of these different people together from all over the world. Chris meets Chris, and Louise have been absolutely pivotal in this whole movement thing. How unselfish and how supportive and how unwavering they have been on their mission has been nothing short of amazing. I'm truly impressed with it. Julian, how genuine you are on camera, how open you are, how energetic. You're so pure, bro. I really, really thoroughly enjoy your vlogs. You pick me up. You give me energy. I really enjoy watching your stuff, man. I really, really do. Brandon, you got so much going for you, man. Like, you know, you're running your own brewery. You got everything going for you, man. You got a great life. And what do you need to do this? You don't. Just like all of us. None of us needs to do this, but we're still here choosing to do it. We're taking the chance. We're putting up a camera in public and talking to it, despite how unnatural and really unnecessary that is. We're deciding to take this on because we all, I don't know, there's something that we all feel, and it's something that we all kind of collectively seem to have decided to do. And I think it's really something special when so different people from so many different pockets in the world and in life and in age and stages in life find each other and resonate with each other. There's something beautiful about that. So, like I said, I do feel kind of bad. I do feel kind of sad that I've come to the conclusion that this format or this venture or this thing that I'm doing or that I've been trying to do just doesn't sit right with me anymore. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do if I'm not going to do this. I haven't figured that out. But the only thing that I have figured out is that this is not working for me and this is not me. And just to really drive that point home, it has nothing to do with this community and nothing to do with anything other than me. This is just a pure instinctual feeling that I have in the pit of my stomach. And I've been through many, many situations in my life where I've kind of decided to override my gut feel, where I've just kind of disciplined and forced myself to do or deal with situations that have felt off to me. And almost every single time I have regretted not going with my instinct. And so now that I have this instinct, now that I get this gut feel, it's time to follow it. I'm gonna follow it. So this isn't exactly goodbye, but this is more like a hello. This is a hello into something that I'm just not sure what's going to be. We'll see, guys. I'm gonna keep watching you guys. I'm gonna keep watching vlogs because I do think there's something pure, there's something unique, there's something very human about this collective. And I really enjoy kind of just tapping into someone's world where they're able to kind of genuinely share what they're going through and what they're thinking and who they are. And just honestly sharing their struggles or sharing something that they're thinking about or going through. There's something truly beautiful about that. You know, I think all of us are going through something, and it feels good to hear other people going through something as well, because it makes us feel not alone. We are a social animal, and we don't thrive on our own. Idle hands is the devil's playground, and we're better together. And I think this community is a perfect example of that. It's just by no means goodbye. I'll see you guys in the comments, but I won't be posting very much. I'm also just right in the middle of adapting to and pivoting and adjusting all of my life values and life strategies because of some sort of shift that's happening within me, and I don't feel like it's a choice. It's just something that's happening already, and I can fight it. I can go against it, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna listen to my instinct. I'm gonna listen to my gut, and I'm gonna just see where this takes me. All right, this is way more bleak than I intended this to be. I wanted this to be kind of a positive ending, but you know what? I'm probably gonna cut it short. So thank you so much for the watch. Thank you so much for all the likes. I really appreciate all the comments you guys have been throwing my way. It's been, I feel seen, I feel appreciated, I feel fortunate. Please, by all means, all you guys, keep being you, keep improving, keep building. I'll see you guys in the comments. Take care.